Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now, guys, there is a picture making the rounds in River State that I want to bring to your attention. So I will bring that picture to your attention immediately and right now. So I bring that picture to your attention. So that's the picture making the rounds in River State. So in that picture, you can see the APC candidate, Tonye Cole, his campaign poster. And right next to him in that campaign poster, you can see the unmistakable upper torso, the face, of the Labour Party candidate Peter Obi. So the APC candidate, Tonye Cole, are putting out his campaign posters for election to succeed Yemsen Wike, and the person then that is using as currency to pad out his campaign is none other than Peter Obi of the Labour Party. So we'll get into a discussion about this poster that you're seeing on the screen. But before we get into that discussion, let us start from the beginning. So let's start from the beginning. So let me remove that poster. So there's a start point for all of this. So let me bring you first this clip, and because this clip, it builds the narrative up towards where we are up towards how we have landed on that photograph. So let's have a look at this clip first. We have a listen to it, a watch of it, and then we come back to gather our thoughts. So these are Labour, not Labour Party, or these are APC functionaries in River State speaking to the politics as is. These are APC functionaries of the River State speaking to the politics as it obtains of right now. So speaking to contemporaneous politics, let's listen.
Concerned APC Presidential Campaign Council and the Independent Campaign Council, the ICC of the River State, on Thursday, 26th February 2023. Gentlemen of the press, we have invited you to clarify on certain salient concerns that trouble us as members of the Presidential Campaign Council of the APC and the Independent Campaign Council of His Excellency Bola Tinubu and Kashim Shettima from River State. As you may well know, these two bodies are those saddled with the odious responsibilities of campaigning and canvassing and planning and execution of the APC presidential election in Nigeria. Same is replicated in the 36 states of Nigeria and Abuja. This press conference has become imminent to forestall and assuage a repeat of the abysmal and shameful and reprehensible outing of the APC during the 2015 presidential election that ushered in the outgoing President Buhari's presidency of Nigeria, and was still the 2019 episode wherein APC in some local government areas of River State scored 0 votes and could not secure up to 15% cumulatively in the overall results of votes cast in River State. For the avoidance of doubts, it is pertinent to state as precursor that we are, at this point I would like to pause so that you don't think that we're impersonators. Every member here will have to show his appointment letter. Please, if you have the appointment letter, let the press see. Yeah, we'd like that you confirm that they're all members of either the PCC or the... We are bona fide members of the APC in River State. 2, that we have actively participated in the founding and the growth of the party in the state. 3, that consistently with Index 2 above, we have found meat and Jermaine to be appointed into the esteemed apogees of the PCC and the ICC to superintend the presidential campaign and elections in the 23 local government areas, 319 wards, and 6,868 polling units of Rivers State in the very near 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. 4, that as so honored by our party, largely unsolicited, we are overly resolved in effectuating the course and rewriting the hitherto sordid histories of the party in Rivers State. Unfortunately, this effervescent zest is threatened heavily by the flagrant inactivity, pusillanimity, laissez-faire, and largely disinterest of the leadership of the APC in Rivers State and the PCC leadership under our governorship candidate, Pastor Architect Tonye. Pastor Tonye, as candidate of the APC for the governorship election in Rivers State, is unarguably the leader through coordinator of the PCC in Rivers State by a deliberate decision of the party, which held that a sitting governor of a state under the aegis of the party is ipso facto the leader through coordinator of the Presidential Campaign Council in the particular precinct. In the case of a state in control of the APC, the governorship candidate automatically holds the fort. This is the standard practice. However, it has become extremely curious to note that since the inauguration of the PCC in Rivers State, no meeting, I repeat, no meeting of the council has held, even up until exactly today is 30 days to the election for which the PCC and ICC were set up. And of course, you know that after the election of March 31st.
Okay, so he goes on at a very great length, speaking to all matters APC, Rivers State politics. But I want him to land at a particular point, because there's a particular point that he makes that I want to bring to your attention. So listen on.
The PCC and ICC will automatically stand results. We are just like an adult committee. Truth is that some directorates of the PCC have taken the initiatives to meet and reached at certain roadmaps. What is lacking, therefore, is a general meeting that ordinarily would have hemmed synergy of the various thoughts, opinions, and decisions. More worrisome is the fact that the party in the state that could have produced or provided a shoulder of succor is enmeshed in some laughable cacophony of inanities. You will recall that the party leadership recently granted a press conference where it threatened to abandon ship because, according to them, some governors of the Southwest had visited with their brother governor of Rivers State to woo him into the support of our principal without recourse or obtaining express permission from the leadership of the party in the state. 2, that some APC honchos had played guests to Governor Wike of Rivers State, either to inaugurate or commission projects of the state government. This, the party leadership here, had concluded to mean promotion of another party and total abandonment. Such party leaders as Minister Raji Fashola, Governor Omahi of Ebonyi State, former Governor Adams Oshomole, Senator Henneke Lobobiri, etc., have been roundly criticized to the extent that the party at the national has been requested to sanction them for anti-party activities. 3, the party leadership in the state had in another audaciously threatened to withdraw support from the presidential candidates if 25% of monies paid out by candidates of the party from Rivers State for nomination forms are not returned to the state chapter coffers. 4, that the party in the state, in another conspicuous swoop, breathed heavily on the neck of APC Nigeria to withdraw from presidential campaigns and other party affairs if the leader of the party in the state is not accorded or franchised a seemingly larger than life respectful regard, which they claim he eminently deserved. Distinguished members of the press and Nigerians, these facts are not mere concoctments from us, but are in the public domain. You can all attest to it, because we recall that some of you, or all of you, were part of the press conference that the Chief Emeka Bekee leadership of the party at some point, I think later part of last year, put across. So against this backdrop, it is now clear that we are beset with the quarantine of where to succor in making our complaints on issues of our imminent defeat, God forbid, in the 2023 presidential election in Rivers State. Clearly, in acting out this boast, our governorship candidate in all his engagement has not found it convenient to mention, communicate, canvass support for his party's presidential candidate, howbeit in passing. By way of joining issues with us here, we challenge the governorship candidate, who is the coordinator of the PCC, to show banner, poster, billboard where he shares with the presidential candidate. We challenge the candidate before you, the press, to show which media outfit he has sponsored jingles or publications, howsoever.
And by the way, what we're listening to, what we are listening to are senior members of the APC within Rivers State. So they showed their certificate of appointment earlier on in the press conference to validate their authenticity. So to validate their authenticity, so they showed their credentials. So they speak as the foremost space in APC in Rivers State. But what they are alarming to the public is that the candidates, the gubernatorial candidates for the APC in Rivers State, is not at all showing any inclination that is aligning himself with the flag bearer at the presidential space of the party, which is, of course, is Bola Tinubu. They are saying that he's distancing from Bola Tinubu, both by his body language and his public posturing. So this is what you're hearing now from APC Rivers State. But let's listen on. Let's listen on.
For the presidential candidate of the party. Rather, our observations and keen followership of the campaigns hosted by the APC Rivers and governorship candidates of the party has shown that the duo are careful not to mention our presidential candidates so as not to be brushed by certain infinitesimal anti-Tinubu Shetima forces who they believe would vote for them in the...
So you heard the man right there. He said that the APC gubernatorial candidate for Rivers State is at great pains trying not to have an association with the Tinubu campaign, in order, by the words of the Rivers State chieftain APC, in order not to be tarnished or to be splurged upon by the narrative that surrounds the Tinubu campaign. So there it is right there. So ashamed is the word that they landed on. But let's listen on.
Election of March 11, 2023. We challenge again the National Assembly candidates of the APC Rivers, whose elections are same 25th February 2023 with that of the president, to show posters, billboards, jingles, etc., where they share with the presidential candidates of our party. One would have thought
Okay, so you would have thought that the greatest asset of localized politics is central politics. So what do I mean? The greatest asset, the greatest weapon that localized politics should have is central politics. So the biggest calling card of a candidate that is vying for a governorship election should be the credentials of his fellow party member that is vying for a presidential election. So we saw that endlessly. If you look at El Rufai, for instance, El Rufai became the governor of Kaduna State, not off the back of his popularity in Kaduna State, but off the back of Malam Buhari's popularity in the north. In fact, if you go back in time to look at the posters that El Rufai put out in 2015, 2014, 2015, he, if you look at those posters, the dominant face was Malam Buhari, and El Rufai somewhat lowered himself in that poster and then campaigned around that image. The same thing repeated in Borno State and pretty much a lot of the satellite states in the north, because they understood that the greatest asset that they had was Buhari, who was a flag bearer of the party. So if you now fast forward and wrap it round now what we're hearing from River State, the River State APC candidate for governorship, he feels that his greatest asset is to distance himself as far away as possible from the Tinubu narrative. And it's not me saying this, so it's the topmost functionary of the APC in River State saying this.
After the national convention that threw up a presidential candidate of the party, that those who hitherto were adverse to the candidate's aspiration would have struggled to come out of what Her Excellency Aisha Buhari referred to as trauma of defeat syndrome. I hope you remember. And work conscientiously for the party's victory. Unfortunately, the bias, the anger, the hurts and hatred that greeted the moments before the convention are still very palpable. Whereas some of our members who wore our now presidential candidates adult pampers and put him on imaginary stretchers on social media before the convention, all to denigrate on him, seem to have gravitated into other mushroom political clubs. We are really on them, but we do not really care a bit. We have said, and we continue to agree with one of our living political sages, that Tinubu will win more votes than the APC in Rivers, quote and unquote. Our prayers. Not to bore you with so long a script from leak.
Oh, all right, let's just pause there for a moment because the APC chieftain in Rivers State asserts that Tinubu and the APC will win more votes in Rivers State than their opposition. So what are we making of that? So you might well want to concede that Tinubu will win more votes than anyone in Rivers State. And why am I saying this? Whatever presence that the APC has in River State, it still holds. And then whatever followership, and whether you feel that River State is for XYZ, in every geo state within the Nigerian states, every single candidate in the presidential race have some sympathizers to whatever level. So Tinubu will have some core followership as an individual in River State. So if you add the core followership of Tinubu in River State to the established voting pattern for APC in River State, and then you add on top of that Yemsin Wike's determination, and then you are not then seen as too far-fetched. This commentary by this APC chieftain in River State, that River State is up for grabs and a good chance that Tinubu will take it. There is some veracity to that if you apply logic, not emotions. But let's take it back a tad.
Prayers. Not to bore you with so long a script from literature, we make the following prayers. One, that the leadership of the APC and the PCC in Rivers State should be advised to up her ante and rigorously canvass through campaign for the presidential candidate of our party or leave the scene. An American president said that if they find the kitchen too hot, you get out. Two, that the leadership of both the PCC and APC should not, by their actions and or inactions, inhibit, deter, segregate, and discriminate others who are willing to work and vote for our candidate, not necessarily reporting officially to our party. Three, that we are not visited with the sins of our father and so treated like lepers or orphans in the scheme of things. Four, that the presidential candidate and the APC national should, knowing the peculiarities and handicap of the APC Rivers, consider a full day for rigorous and vigorous campaign in Rivers State, rather than the few hours allotted for the 15th of February 2023, wherein the candidate is expected in Rivers State. Five, that like the apostles that sojourned into Macedonia,
All right. That seems to be a good spot to leave it. That seems to be a good spot to leave it. But it's just really I leave that and only really to bring up this image again, just to be clear on what we're talking about. What is the image? I had it just there. Uh, and there it is. So to pause it, only to bring up this image again. So what you are seeing on this image is the sum total of what that gentleman was just explaining now in that press conference. The distancing of the APC gubernatorial candidate for River State from the APC presidential candidates at the central space. So there it is. It's quite a spectacle, of course. It's quite a spectacle. And the campaign of harmony towards Tinubu now, a lot of people were wondering where the impact was. So the impact of that campaign of harmony, the Agbado sector, that campaign, the impact of it is what you're seeing now in this poster that you see on your screen. So what impact will it have, though, on Tinubu's march towards Aso Rock? Only a few more weeks will tell, but this is quite a spectacle. So on the one hand, on the right hand, you see the APC candidate for River State, Tonye Cole. You see him wearing the Fedora hat that they have a liking for in that space. And to the left, you see the unmistakable round head of Peter Obi gleefully claiming the spoils. So there it is right there. So according to Tonye, and he would have, of course, tested the temperature of his own locality before he put out this poster. So him putting out this poster now indicative of the fact that he feels that that is where the sentiments of his people are. But as I said, how does this play out in the next few weeks? Only time will tell. We can only speculate. But really, when the numbers come in, is when we will know. So there it is right there. Tonye Cole aligning himself with Peter Obi. APC in the morning, Labour Party at night. Come share thoughts about all this with me in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Click on the like button, click on the share button, and subscribe. And if you feel inclined, towards donating to the platform, there is the buy the coffee there's the buy the coffee link in the comment section, which you can follow through. It's just a 3-step process, only if you feel inclined. So I leave it here. Carry the conversation on within the comment section, but here I say peace.